That's Tyrone G channel. Yeah, Tyrone G. What was cold outside? As it is now, Chicago is crazy. I don't know what you got in Philadelphia. I'm amped up anyway to be doing the review for Raw. I didn't do it all day today for this morning yet. Maybe a little late because I've been dealing with some other personal stuff I've been dealing with. It's always the same grind anyways. And working on some of these stories. It's only the end is why I'm all right quicker and getting it done. It's a hurdle to climb. But we're not just doing the review up on that. We speed this up and talk about Raw. Now, at the beginning of the program, I would say maybe I catch up in the first 5 minutes, but Baron Corbin, well, he's talking about how he wants people to ride with him, in the group and all, and they can person that stand behind him, which was the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre. I'm about to say him. Excuse me, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was glad that he's on this side and everything. Same basic stuff. If I forget stuff, I ain't missed anything anyways. They only can say what they're told to. Drew McIntyre has Dolph Ziggler coming out and scratch there and think, well, when I was in this team, was dominant and everything, and invitation for Drew McIntyre Appreciation Night was lost in the mail. Now I get Drew McIntyre say, well, it wasn't really lost in the mail because actually wasn't invited, and I never hurt your feelings and everything, but usually the point in the group is carrying me, but you were successful it is, and thank him for that, and told him he can go and everything. He didn't want to leave. They got the brawling. So the match was made after a while was Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler. This is a fresh change of pace, huh? Because now Dolph Ziggler now is on the good side instead of the bad side with Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre. I ain't initially gonna say that Dolph Ziggler is wearing a white hat or anything exactly, but he's on the good side now. Yeah. That's really interesting because, I thought that was going to come sooner or later, but that was rushed a little bit fast. I don't know if you thought it was rushed a little bit fast, and to me, it was rushed a little bit too fast because they wanted to throw teams together on Raw later, build up more for the time of 3 hours just because you have Braun Strowman out for a minute and Roman Reigns is out for a while until he fights the battle, that he has to fight for a while, and he's okay and good in there, but you can't do something there. Maybe now I'm wishing, God, please let Lars Sullivan hurry up and debut soon. Be it Raw or SmackDown Live. But it really wouldn't make much of a difference because if Lars Sullivan was coming up any sooner, they have to be very protective of him too. Even the biggest guys would be injured, be it for a minute. I'm not gonna wish that on him anyway. But I'm just saying, look at Braun Strowman for a minute. But he's gonna make TLC or something. That match up Baron Corbin. We probably looking at Baron Corbin as the permanent GM. Yeah, he is good, but let's face it, I might be myself kind of getting tired of Baron Corbin being GM. General manager elect or permanent GM. Look, everybody must have their different ways about what they think, who should be in charge and how long they should be in charge. I just happen to be different in this. Because you kind of making it feel like the young renegades just running renegades all over the place on Raw every week, just running out of each other, just getting out the ring and everything. And that's what be going on all the time, right? Raw is just more of, what was that back in the day? Used to mention the OK Corral. Yeah. Raw is more like the OK Corral. SmackDown is more like the I approve of the ass kicking. Let's get to the ring and let's get this out the way. Technical stuff. Raw is just mostly anything goes, 3-ring circus, OK Corral. That's how it always is. A boo-ha-ha of sorts is what you would call it. And maybe there's other stuff, there's other matches in the way. But like you have Ronda Rousey, facing up with Nia Jackson, Tamina. And Natalya was her injured there. She's come back and problem she had taken out. during the competition by the Riot Squad. Has been there. I just Ronda Rousey later on tonight will have another partner, you know, for one of the other matches tonight. This what happened last night. Yeah, in case you didn't miss that. And I may have seen here and there and pay attention. I went back and forth to the bathroom. Yeah, you know that point where I was just wasn't going to the bathroom because it's a boring thing. I was going to the bathroom because I was in between trying to something to eat and trying to wash at the same time. There was so much I ain't going but one at a time. Getting that chicken and them sour cream chive mashed potatoes at the same time. And having that Sierra mist and trying to do that one time. I was trying to figure out how to do that anyways. And now when I catch up to it, I'm like, damn, you have Alexa Bliss out now. Why couldn't you save her to come in the 8 o'clock hour? I think it's most people like me like it. They just gonna throw her out there right away real quick. Of course they're gonna do that. It figures. So yeah, supervisor GM charged over the women, the women's division, the Raw women's division, and they did the Q&A again. I was asking questions, and damn it, did I wish that I was there because she would have sealed in on me. And I would have had a good question. I would have said, "So, what are y'all to do? What's the one thing she accomplished in the Raw in the women's division side of things?" They're like, she would say, "Oh, it's a good question." You have Sasha Banks and barely answering that because they are in the Q&As. There's just something for Alexa Bliss just to stick it up to them and mess with them every week. Hilarious and funny, even though they go back at her. Because last week they said, "What's one thing you want is to send your butt back to SmackDown Live." Do I do like Alexa Bliss? Yeah. She probably could get a fresh change of pace and go on SmackDown Live. So maybe she could be a little less annoying. And she is getting a little bit more entertaining and freshen up her character a little bit more. But that's only for things to be better with her a little bit, like in the ring. And they say, well, they get rid of her. It's not that you can get rid of her. It's that you want to increase her stamina, her ability more up in the ring by not taking away some of the stuff she had maybe in NXT. But then again, in an interview, she said that she's not for all the flashy stuff, especially when she's playing the villainess. But yeah, you can put a little stuff in there, tweak a little stuff in there, and in there. You can still do that even if you're a villainess. That doesn't really have to limit your abilities. You could do a little bit more than that when you're not injured. Like right now, you're good to go now, but it's a matter of when. No timetable on that, and not trying to rush you in that. But when it comes, right now you're in the managerial role, GM role. Like you was Captain Guy, she was leading the Raw women's team, for Raw vs. SmackDown Survivor Series last month when you was doing that November 16th. She didn't remember they actually well after Crown Jewel. But listen to this stuff, Let's go on WWE that I look back at and I'm like, now you get up in the room and I look at it without going to certain side link to where it doesn't cut out on me. And it'd be funny because I go back and I go again and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to look something else up or look at it the next day. Yeah, that could be the devil. I'm religious. I don't think I'll knock your belief. But I'm like, I know the devil tries to stop me from watching it. But I am not going to get stopped from watching it. Even if it ain't that great, I won't believe in the product they do better. Yeah. And I do anyways, like I did last night. Pretty okay. It was better a little bit than it was last week. And you didn't need no part-timers to come back like Shawn Michaels for me. That only happens when they're close to a pay-per-view, a big one. Maybe not really TLC, Royal Rumble, probably a WrestleMania, Survivor Series, or they always come back on one of those. Yeah. And the Undertaker, the star appeal, and whatever the star struck, But anyways, I know, there's a guy that asked a question. So especially he said, that she said, one thing for ability of Sasha Banks want him to say, or both of them said, when we get you out, we'll make you disappear. She want that because she had the ability, she said, the ability to disappear, snap her fingers back in WrestleMania months ago. And she did do that. Because they asked her questions anyway from DirecTV is supposed to thing anyways. So we know that, right? Hilarious. When Charlie Caruso calls in the mic to the fans in the WWE Universe, members of the WWE Universe, having, audience and sends, stands, or whatever. And then we're going any questions anyway. And I missed that one. And then change that much, but they would have Alexa Bliss and say, well, shoot. But say, oh, great. She's saying, hey, y'all, and she jabs at them again. But then come out and start fighting each other. And you have some of the members like Mickey James and you have Dana Brooke out there and everything. And Alexa Bliss wants to take a door and say, no, this is not going to go like this on my watch. There's somebody in the first time in their authority that say, oh, they're authoritative for all they say. It's not first, they're going to let this happen on my watch. It's not seen by Triple H and Stephanie was doing it when they was running things, authority. Not that I want to, don't encourage them. Because I need Triple H to stay with for a minute as far as he can to see anything else. Because he's not like that. Hopefully not. Stephanie, yeah, too, because nobody really wants to see her that much. She knows it. She wants everything cool and like it should. Of course, so. And you had, the matches just each other. So Sasha Banks and Baron won that match. Mickey James and Dana Brooke. They just did. And Alexa Bliss is a ringside partner. Mm-hmm. I have partner real good. And being in charge, the vision and everything. But I know that they gonna have her BGM of Raw because if she gonna call the guys matches, she calls the women's matches. Then they're on her for being, quite that young and dealing with that. Maybe she would, but but she get away when the guys stop on. She's doing like, she fully goes like, I'm out of here. I'm not gonna. That's what she does because hey, she just had to do a lot of stuff in the ring. She's not going back to that right now. Again, after so soon. So she's getting out the way. She's getting the hell out the way. And she didn't do much, yes. But that's expected because of that. I'm talking about the news and the videos, I don't need to remind who starts of that, I know. But they know what I'm talking about. That multiple stuff that she had to deal with and everything. You don't go through all that. So you just get out the way when they start brawling. Yeah. But like I said before, that probably would be best to be happening after a while too. Like, yeah, you always doing some of you around like a rag doll. I do hate that. And Vince McMahon, little jerk. He let her get a butt kick and thrown around the ring instead of actually fight back most of the time. That don't mean just because you're a villain that you're supposed to your butt kick and take something all the time. So even the baddies, occasionally, or like there are times and occasionally like not pressing. Excuse me. They still fight back. Come on now. Even for those little Miss Bliss. Come on. And of course, there are other matches. There's AOP with Drake Maverick versus, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. I think it was tough 2 weeks for Bobby Roode having his role being, on in the bathroom, in the what I like to call the Oval Office, in the can, Mental image, you don't need to go, but mental image, you know what I mean, mental image. And they have to go and be defeated by AOP after it, the match. And won that in a nanosecond. And there was bomb back and forth, and it looked like there was in the win. Bobby Roode was having it. But they're taking care of Chad Gable prior backstage and everything. And he's going after Drake Maverick and attacking him. Because he couldn't take what happened last time. He humiliated and insulted him. It hasn't been a great week for Bobby Roode. I do smell a little turn in the rising eventually. No, maybe not, but maybe down the road eventually, pieces here and there. Because why would you have Chad Gable team up with Bobby Roode for a while? It's just time maybe mismatch for a minute. Maybe Chad Gable should be on his own and Bobby Roode probably be on his own. Well, not quite, because they should have James Storm up in there from that other company we don't want to mention that's not competition to WWE. The James Storm should be with Bobby Roode, and they can reform a new team. They ain't got to be called Beer Money, but they could be something else. They could be can't use the Waymakers, can't use the Hit Makers. What can you Money Makers? Can't use Beer Money because every man looks like you do beer. And you probably want to do it as Stone Cold. Steve Austin no longer throws it back now. He doesn't do that anymore. Um, he can't really because, but what could they be called? What would be a great team for James Storm and Bobby Roode? J and B, Team J and B, Team B and J. It's just simple. That's all I can think of. It's just simple because at least then you ain't got to worry about, you know, throwing up anything by a fist that they can't really do anymore. You ain't got to worry about that. Excuse me while I get this out the way. All these pop-ups and notifications keep popping up on this computer. Yeah. But anyway, that's what they could do. And yeah, that would be more fitting. And you attach champions and stuff, it's like teams and each other. So we got team B team that we found. I don't know what's going on with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Yeah, WWE, you have some talent, some people in the back teams, but every time they lose a tag team championship or championship, you think that actually makes them? Not to make them. They make the championship. The championship don't make them. Now you make Alexa Bliss to be relevant, now being the GM, whatever she is, authoritative over the Raw Women's division, and she don't have a Raw Women's Championship right now. Guess who else has it now? Ronda Rousey, Ronda Rousey, the baddest woman on the planet. She calls herself the baddest bitch on the planet. She said, "I am Ronda Rousey," but you know, doesn't mean that Alexa Bliss is all in the back because everybody, including me, will want to see her. So what if she don't have it for now? She have it eventually, but my thing is she'll be going on a SmackDown when she gets to that point, and she won't really need the Raw Women's Championship. She'll go for the SmackDown Women's Championship after a while. She ain't gonna go without a championship after a while. This is certain superstar like her doesn't go without one. She's gonna have one right back around her waist, hold up on the shoulder again. That's what she's gonna do. And I'll be hoping, God, that she doesn't run from any of her feuds or matches when she's faced up against somebody out over her or whatever, that she just stay up in there and do something and doesn't just get her ass kicked and thrown like a rag doll. If you want to be a kind Vince McMahon, at least want to do something, have a heart and have this black hole, you're a half her at least. Please, for the love of God, please have her at least fight back a little bit. Don't have her all weak like that, because I'd be hating that. There was Mysterio, even though he's different from her slightly, male counterpart wrestler. He never ran away from all his fights at the time. So what if somebody was bigger than him, like the Big Show, the Great Khali, he was there, whatever, or Vladimir Kozlov, big freaking deal. He still stood there and fought their asses, and he still had a world title. He was going to run off. No. But I would run off if they're real big, knowing my height and how I am until I get jacked. But still, I wouldn't really run off at some point. I just have my ass kicked a little bit as long as I protect it for the head and only for the head of the neck because I gotta protect that shit, And I'm like, nope, not me. And I get in there or not. And crazy that is. But Ronda Rousey had Ember Moon, and Ember Moon was now Ronda Rousey's partner. And Ronda Rousey won that match. Ember Moon does not get injured easily or hurt or thrown attack easily by anybody right away. Except for when Nia Jax and Tamina did it to her and they double teamed her ass. Ronda Rousey didn't make the stage of helping Natalya. Right? But they probably didn't bring story and book it that way, See, because that's different. I don't really know Alexa Bliss and anything like that. But I'm saying at least Ember Moon, the She-Non, the War Goddess, and congratulations, I ain't trying to push your business out there, but you know what I'm talking about. Recently, You walk down the aisle. Congratulations on that. You know, yeah, married. Congratulations. Still good. See a story, but in real life, I know. Spoken for. Congratulations on that. But anyway, yeah, I like to think that is what's different right now. That's what's different right about now in the story. Okay, that's what's different. So we know that to be true. You know that she could get injured less than all the rest of them because she isn't falling for any of that. And nobody's trying to run her out. The dominant team, though, but I think they'll take them on TLC and actually win. Maybe, maybe not. Only way to find is just to watch after a while, less than 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from the coming Sunday. One more week from this coming Sunday. And it's going by fast. Pretty soon, Christmas. Those holidays, that means it's going to go the way it's going to go. And I ain't buying stock into that either. You know, but they have backstage with Baron Corbin, Heath Slater and Ryder, and now they want your team in position to stay in the company and the brand on Raw. They won't be fired or anything. The Stephanie McMahon orders, right? Stephanie McMahon, principal owner of WWE. So one of them will be going against each other. So whoever wins, they stay on Raw. They get their job. The other one leaves. And that match, Heath Slater won because, like his shirt, he says, "I got kids." And they can remember something back months ago. Was it not this year? It was last year or so when he was on Raw and he approached Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman, and Brock Lesnar's like, "No, don't stay in," because Paul Heyman's like, "You're a death wish or something," and Brock Lesnar was like, "I understand, so you're coming. I give everybody a chance, And so he was willing to hear that. He's like, but after one segment before, maybe Brock Lesnar catch something with the other kids, whatever other it was, and whatever this was, like second guessing somebody, he had thought about it, probably in his brain. Honestly, it's a theory of mine, probably in it, because he just started to flip a switch. Brock Lesnar flip a switch up and say it to him, your kids. Well, about your kids. And then take him home anyway. But he still was on Raw after that. So big deal. Because they give him a chance anyway. Forget Brock Lesnar, right? They give him a chance. But yeah, that reminded me of that last night. And I was like, okay, about your kids. Tisha said, "I got kids. Why don't I have a family too, though, Heath Slater? But he did his job just as much as you." But I think they wanted to separate them because they weren't doing that much anyway. And I haven't did that much for that long. Now you have all these teams and all this time, but you couldn't use all of them in a 3-hour program. They all fun. See, the more things change, the more some stay the same apparently with WWE product, with the brand. But like with Raw and SmackDown, because remember, that's like with Booker T when he was in the ring, where he was saying Raws are the major SmackDowns for the minor leagues. Well, you ain't playing for Booker T. When you was on Raw, you weren't shown that much. You weren't in the ring a whole lot. You weren't in them. You got on SmackDown, you was showing a lot more, and yet you want to say there's a lot. I remember that because I was thinking in my head, I said, "What are you talking about?" I mean, come on now. When you was on SmackDown, you were shown more, and maybe I think the Rhino would end up on SmackDown Live. He's not. He's not be fired. I don't think that's the story. That was just run like a work. That's a work to me. He's not really fired unless he's gone contract spot and all that. And that's just the real me talking, not the character of me. Now back in the character of me, he's not going. He's going to be going over to SmackDown Live. That's what's going to happen. He swears going to be on Raw because they don't got room for teams who don't do anything. Probably stay in the back. But there it is. Well, Finn Balor was all through the programming, wreaking havoc, like between Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Then again, there's teaming up more than Baron Corbin and other guys, Braun Strowman's not there because he's recovering from surgery. Or his arm with that. The attack of Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre in the first place. So yeah, that's TLC, and somebody's gonna get these hands and but so it happened to match all the stuff that happened. So he sort of has his job, and somebody like, "Oh well, there's that year, shoot." basically it's all the same usual shit of everything that happened. I ain't missed much, So we don't know. I don't know what to think. I thought it was okay for this Raw for last night. It was maybe a C, minus C plus. See, but maybe a little bit of improvement. Like C, the report card in school, no matter what level, maybe high school, college, a C is good. Most people trip because they're like, oh, I got a C, or I got a B. Well, at least it's better than nothing. At least it's better than D, or it's better than an F. It's better than flunking or failing. Because you're flunking, you got to do a little bit more better than you just like program. I mess up so many times. If it's an F, you're just about jacked up and you have to do better. But now, with a B, you're definitely there. Because with a B, you're good. You're good. Okay, you're good. With an A, you're excellent. So now, somebody now is going to be, thinking, I'm going to handle that in a minute, that, you're stepping up there. A plus. But that's what Raw was last night. It was sort of like a C to me. If I had to rate it, it was a C. Because they're not going to be a B right away. Maybe some other folks later on, I go and hear them on YouTube, maybe a Wrestle Talk or Pro Wrestling Limited, maybe all the rest of these other guys or somebody, they probably would, or Sean's View, Entertainment, or, whoever else, maybe Graham, he probably, all of them, they probably would say maybe a little better or maybe slightly. I don't know Graham time a whole lot because he's doing this other stuff too. The GTS, shout out to them. But probably. And we're just gonna see. But yeah, that's all that happened for Raw. But I just thought maybe it step up a little bit. I don't know. I could be wrong. And if I am again, I'll probably do another review later on. But until then, yeah, like, subscribe, you comment whatever we do in this new channel. And we're going to give other reviews and to do with maybe some other stuff. But it's just wrestling, maybe in the stories, like have not stuff or whatever. But that's until the end. Later.